Right, so we got Jay here with us. How are you feeling about today?
I'm feeling really good. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
You've got the full band with you
I
tonight
do.
when you play?
I'm really excited. I haven't played with a full band in forever. I can't even
Yeah.
tell you when the last time was. I think I was like 21. So
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
So is that going to be just sort of a full band for tonight, or is it something you're going to start to
I'm
bring
hoping
the
to do more.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the gigs, getting the festival slots.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm working on
Yeah.
for this year and the future anyway. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to play with a band.
Yeah.
I'm so used to playing solo and calling the shots, and if I make a mistake, it's all on me. But
Yeah.
with a band, it's just like, oh my God, don't stuff up because then I'll throw everyone else off. But
Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty cool though.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
So I remember you went over to Nashville. It was doing a bunch of songwriting stuff. How was that whole experience for you?
I love Nashville. It's just a huge vibe. The people there, like to be around so many creatives as well. There's a lot of people here, but in Victoria, I found, I don't know about you, but everyone seems to be living in Queensland.
Yeah.
We just had this conversation
and northern New
before.
South Wales. So I
Yeah.
feel a little bit isolated down
Yeah.
here. But getting to go to Nashville and do writing especially,
Yeah.
I learnt so much.
Yeah.
And it was like, it just kind of like flicked a switch
Yeah.
where it was like so much inspiration. I was just ready to go. I wrote like 4 songs within the first like week.
Yeah.
And they were all fully like demoed and stuff like that, recorded, and came back and recorded like 2 of those songs properly, like fully
Yeah.
produced. So they're coming out this year.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and then the other 2, I'm going to be heading into the studio to record those soon too. So
That's pretty
just
cool.
one of those things, like, there's people that you wouldn't necessarily get to meet here.
Yeah.
And their way of writing can be completely different as well. So you're taking little bits of things that people do and putting it in your own spin on it as well. So I learned heaps.
Yeah.
I've always been, like I said, I've always been a solo artist. So it's
Yeah.
like I've only ever written by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was huge for me to open up
Yeah.
and be vulnerable in front of other people because, I don't know, I kind of get in my own head and be like, that sounds so stupid. Like, don't say that out loud. Like,
Yeah. We've just had that conversation with Tyler, I think it was,
Yeah.
about just like, because I noticed it with Bill with our music show. I noticed like he re-listens to it and then
Oh yeah, that sort of the perfectionist sort of thing.
yeah,
Tyler.
just that like
Yeah.
I think it just ticks away in all your brains, like all of yours. Like,
It just seems anyone who like just singing it.
isn't it funny though, like when you go to a gig or especially like an intimate, like stripped back thing,
Yeah.
and you're like, I love that, like the rawness about it and the imperfections. But then when it comes to like doing it yourself, you're like, oh my God, that was so crap. Like,
yeah,
need to redo that. I need to do that vocal, need to fix that spot.
Yeah.
yeah,
But like,
Definitely.
I think it's one thing that I need to train myself to just be okay with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's
you
a
just
there's
gotta
a
let
place.
your guard down a bit and be
Yeah.
like, it is what it is,
Yeah.
and that's how.
Not
it is,
everyone's
sort of thing.
perfect.
Nah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like when you listen to something, especially on the radio, and it's so overproduced, it's not as believable.
Yeah.
And it's training people to hear things that way and then
Yeah.
become so much of a perfectionist, it can kind of ruin the fun of the whole thing
Yeah.
and the whole
Yeah.
process. So
Which is like country music. It's like it's supposed to be relatable, I guess.
100%.
And
Yeah.
then it's puts a lot of pressure on artists
yeah,
trying to make something when all this overproduced stuff's coming out.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we had a little session of songwriting. It was a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, a little while back.
So I just want to ask you, what's your sort of top 3 tips for songwriting? What's give you inspiration?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
I found writing, even if it's like 10 minutes a day, just write.
Yeah.
And even if it's a thought and it might sound like something really silly, just write it down, because I don't know if you do this, Bill, but like I have notes upon notes in my phone, and if you go into a write, they'll be like, so what do we want to write about today? And you might wake up that morning and be like, I have no idea what I want to write about. And that happens a lot to me. And I just get my phone out and I'll just be like, that sounds like a really cool like title for a song.
Yeah.
And then you work around that.
Yeah.
And then just practice.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a bad song, because it might be bad at the time, but you can like work on it and you can make it into a really good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just not being scared, I
Yeah.
think, is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes I've gone into a write and I really want to write a song that's like a deep song.
Yeah.
And I kind of hold myself back on saying, hey, this is what I want to write about. Is that going to scare you, or is it going to be too much? Like, it can kind of be a little bit confronting to some people, but if you want to write something like that, just, I guess, bring it up anyways. And if they don't want to write something like that deep, then they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And you can just find someone else to write it with.
Yeah. I'm always like big on that sort of like, it's the same sort of, if you don't ask, you don't know sort
That's
of
the
thing.
thing,
Like,
right?
Like I'm like that with everything. Like there's things where I'm like, oh, that won't ever happen. And I'm like, well, if I don't ask, it won't happen.
Yeah.
But if I ask, there's a chance
Yeah.
it actually will happen. So I'll just ask. Like, I'll just
100%.
ask the question. And like, whether it works or not, whatever happens, happens.
That's it. And it's always, I think as creatives, you kind of want to treat people the way you want to be treated as well. So always providing like a safe space for people. Like the song I was just discussing, like it took me 5 years to write it because I was too scared to bring it to the table with anybody.
Yep.
And then when I went on into Nashville, I was like, oh, this is the concept. I've half written this song. And they were like, oh, it's a little bit too deep for us right now. And I'm like, that's fine, 100%. Came back home, and then I think it was just like a month or so ago, I linked up with Gavin Carfoot and I was like, this is what I've got. Please tell me if it's too much. And they're like, holy, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah. Say whatever you want to say.
What am I mean, I'm with you guys.
Yeah. What?
This is a king of swearing here.
I don't know why I asked.
Hey, I'm getting better.
They were just like, holy shit, like they got goosebumps. And like, I was so scared to present that idea and the song to people because I was just like, it's a song like questioning religion and things like that. And that can be a big thing for people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's some people that are religious and some people are completely against religion.
Yeah.
So you never know unless you're going to ask the question.
Yeah.
And the song's pretty kick-ass, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So,
That's exciting.
Awesome.
yeah.
With Citybound, so obviously it's local to you guys. To have it so close to you, is it just...
I love it.
Yeah, that's good. We were just saying before that we got about a 2-hour drive home this afternoon, but you're just very close by.
Yeah.
Is it really special to be able to like sort of be a part of like with Jamie hosting this and being able to sing yourself and like the full band? That is it. It's something that's just amazing for you.
Yeah, it's really special. Like, I don't normally get to have my kids come to my shows.
Yeah.
And they're out there today and they're like, I want to be up the front and I want to do the line dancing. And so that's really special to me because, like, you know, as a singer, you're doing the pub shows or you're doing the late slots in festivals and stuff, and it's past their bedtime. So they get to miss out and they're like, oh, I know you're a singer, but like, where do you play? I don't ever see you doing it.
Do you ever sing at all?
So it's really cool. Like, they're all in their get up in their little boots and their bandanas and stuff. And it's like a 15-minute drive home for me.
Yeah.
So I'm loving that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you got many? You're saying you're trying to get back into festivals. Sorts of that. Have you got much planned for this year? I know for us, like we're going to Meatstock and CMC. A few other things planned. That. Have you got much planned as yet, or are you just going to sort of take the year as it comes and just
A little bit of both. There's a lot of like applications that I'm putting in for festivals and here and there throughout the year, but I've booked the Country Girls, like the Reg Fest muster in Shepparton for this year.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the pre-show as well for Melbourne Muster.
Oh yeah.
Which is coming up really soon.
Yeah, that is soon.
Yeah.
I think we were going to go to that. I think we were away for something that weekend because I did look at that as well.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's so good to see all these festivals though, isn't it? Just like new ones starting like this, new ones
100%.
starting and that for country artists to go to. And as you know, for us boys, all these little artists, we love talking to them and letting them grow with us, but then also to see them go to, you know, might play on a little stage somewhere, then they come to here and then all of a sudden next year they're at CMC or something.
Just keep growing.
Yeah, and it's so good to watch.
Yeah, and it's good to see more stuff like down here in Victoria. Like you said, a lot of it's over in Queensland or New South Wales.
But isn't it funny, like you walk out there in the foyer and you see all of these people that are here just because it's a country music event here.
Yeah.
And like it was a $35 ticket to see 7-8 acts on the stage. Like that's unheard of.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of a festival being that cheap ever.
You never heard it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a family friendly event.
That's the best part.
It's really special to be able to host it here, especially in my hometown. So.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.